We've got to that time of the year when there's rain almost every day. Last Saturday there was a huge storm with really torrential rain. And I've heard quite a few Thrangs describe this as the wet season, but it's not. If you look at a rainfall chart for Hat Yai, you'll clearly see that the wet season is the last 3 months of the year. October, November, December. And November is the wettest month of all.
To travel anywhere inside Hat Yai, the easiest way is just to use a tuk-tuk or a motorbike taxi. You can just hail one on the street, and these days you can actually use Grab to order a motorbike and they'll take you to wherever you want to go. Very, very easy. The trouble is, if you're doing this a lot, it can be quite expensive. The meter taxi drivers ignore their meters, and these guys do too. The fares are set by the local municipality, and it's based on distance. So if you want to go, 1 kilometre, it's so many baht, and 2 kilometres. But the drivers ignore that, and they just try to get as much as they can. And of course, if you're a foreigner, the fare they quote you is much higher than they will quote a local person. You get the Raka Farang or the Raka Malay. However, there is a third option. It's an option I used to take myself, and just recently someone asked me to explain the situation in Hat Yai. These things are called Sawng Taews. They are converted pickup trucks. They travel along fixed routes and the fares are fixed, so it doesn't matter if you're a local or a foreigner, you'll pay the same price. At the moment the price is 10 baht within Hat Yai. When I first got to Hat Yai, I think it was 5 baht, and someone told me before that it was 3 baht, but even now it's still very cheap. In Thai, Sawng means two and Taew means row, so 2 rows. So in the back of most of these things there are 2 rows of seats. In some there's another row of seats in the middle, and some get really full. A lot of kids take these to get to school and they cram themselves in, and there's the inside is completely full of people sitting down and standing up, and there's people hanging off the back as well, but that isn't very normal. Normally there's a place where you can sit down. Here's a Sawng Taews at Hat Yai Airport, and it's the cheapest way to get from the airport into town. I'm not sure how much a taxi is these days, probably around 300 baht, but you can get a Sawng Taews all the way into town for 20 baht. A few problems: they don't run that late, so if your flight comes in after 6 in the evening, there might not be any Sawng Taews. And if you're the first one there, the driver will wait until more passengers arrive before he leaves. The amount of money he earns is related to how many passengers he takes, so they won't leave if there's only 1 or 2 passengers. When someone makes a request, I always try to respond, but I was quite reluctant with this one because it's quite difficult to explain, and it needs quite a lot of knowledge, and the knowledge took me quite a long time to acquire. You need knowledge of the sort of basic routes, because there's certain places where Sawng Taews just don't go. So if you wait on the street in one of those places, you'll never see a Sawng Taews. So you need to know roughly where they go. And as you would have seen from the previous photos, all the destinations are written in Thai on the side of the Sawng Taews. So it's really sort of useful if you can read some basic Thai. And if you can't read, it's useful if you can speak some basic Thai, just to ask the driver where he's going. So that's why I was reluctant to do this, because you do really need that knowledge. Although if you know nothing and you just want to use one route, then it should be manageable. Let's firstly just look at the basic routes. So as I said, Sawng Taews don't go everywhere. So in that area I did in my last video, the Nipat Utets, which are down here, you won't see a Sawng Taews. Sawng Taews don't go there at all. But I think all the Sawng Taews routes go up Pekasem Road, past Kim Yong Market and the clock tower in front of Hat Yai Plaza. So if you want to find a Sawng Taews, that's a very good place to be. There'll always be lots of Sawng Taews there. So let's concentrate on this area here. So if we go this way along Pekasem Road, you come to the Koho Junction here, this 3-way intersection. Some Sawng Taews turn left. I think they're normally painted white. They go past the golf course, past the municipal park. So if you wanted to go to the park, you could get that Sawng Taews. And some continue and go all the way to Song Kla. Others, when they get to this junction, they turn right and they go to the bus station, the night market and Central Festival. Right, going the other way, they go down to Gimyong, where Gimyong Market is, but as I said, they don't go into this tourist area. They don't go there at all. They turn right, they go over the railway bridge, past the police station and immigration, and through Hat Yai. And then what you'll find is that some will then turn left and go onto the airport road, which is this white road here. I hope this shows up in the video. And it goes all the way down to the airport. And this area before the airport is called Kuan Lang. But as I say, that will be written in Thai. So it's really useful if you can read some Thai. So let's try to do a practical example. And as I explained, this is not that straightforward. So if you've never been to Hat Yai, you can't read any Thai, you can't speak any Thai, I wouldn't advise trying to use Sawng Taews. But if you're familiar with the town and you can sort of get by reading and speaking Thai, you can save yourself quite a lot of money. So let's try and do a practical example. Say you're staying in one of the hotels in the tourist area. Just pick a hotel at random, Siam Centre Hotel, and you want to go to the municipal park, which is a really nice place. First thing you do, from your hotel, you walk to the Sawng Taews route, which is this yellow road, Pekasem Road. And the municipal park is this way, so you need to cross the road to get onto the other side because Thais drive on the left. And you want a Sawng Taews that when it gets to the Koh junction, it will turn left, and they're normally painted white. And the municipal park is called Suwan Satarana in Thai. And so the first thing you need to be able to do is read some Thai on the Sawng Taews. If you don't know any Thai, you can't read any Thai, maybe you could ask the driver by Suwan Satarana Mai Krap, or you can ask a person. Okay, so then you, if it's the right Sawng Taews, you just get on board and you pay when you get off. So when you that's the other thing. The driver won't stop. He will only stop when someone rings the bell in the back of the Sawng Taews. So when you're approaching where you want to get off, and that's the other thing, you need to know where you're going to get off. You just push the button in the back of the Sawng Taews. That rings the bell for the driver and he stops. You get off and then pay him. So if you're in the same hotel and you want to go to Central Festival or the bus station, and the bus station is called Kon Song, and again it will be written in Thai, you need a Sawng Taews that will turn right at the Koh intersection, and I think they're painted blue. So same thing. If you want to go to the airport, you want to go the opposite way on this road. So you want a Sawng Taews that's travelling down this side of the road. So just wait until you see one, and some will only go to Kuan Lang. They won't go any further. So you need to get one that goes to the airport, which is called Sanam Bin. So just same thing. Just hop on the Sawng Taews, and with the airport, that's the final destination. So you don't ring the bell. When you get to the airport, you can't go any further. And as far as I know, the fare to the airport, I think, is 20 baht. But just sort of inside Hat Yai, it's only 10 baht. Back in my single days, I didn't particularly want to own a motorbike or a car. I didn't want the hassle or responsibility. If I wanted to go somewhere on a day trip, I might hire a car. Otherwise, I just used Sawng Taews myself because it's the cheapest way to get around. But it took me quite a long time to suss out all the routes, and that's why I feel a bit uncomfortable trying to sort of impart all this knowledge in a single video, because I don't think it can be done. The other thing about Sawng Taews is that some of the routes aren't very direct. For example, you might want to get a songthaew from Kim Yong Market here to Diner department store, which is, the most direct route is this way. But the songthaews don't go through the tourist area. So I think you need to catch a number 27 songthaew. That's from memory to get to Diner. So the songthaew will go along Paektusan Road, then it will turn left down one of these roads, and then left again on Sipulwanat Road to get to Diner. So instead of going straight down, it sort of goes all the way around the houses. And it's the same if you want to go to Big C. So the clock tower's here and Big C's here, not too far. But if you get a Sawng Taews, you go down Paektusan Road, turn right, go down one of these roads, then back over the bridge to Nipat Songkro Road, and then turn left. So what should be quite a short journey actually turns into quite a long journey. I think the best thing to do, now I've tried to sort of describe the overall route system for Sawng Taews, is to actually go out on the street and to explain more when we sort of get out into the real world.
This is Paektusan Road, this is Kim Yong Market. Up there you'll see a sign with directions to the airport and the police station. And this is normally a good place to wait for Sawng Taews going to the airport, but there's nothing at the moment. And what they'll do, they'll go up to the traffic lights, turn right, go over the railway bridge through Hat Yai, and then turn left to go onto the airport road. So we just have to wait a little while until some Sawng Taews turn up. And if you are getting a Sawng Taews to the airport, leave yourself lots of time. If you're in a hurry, get a tuk-tuk or a motorbike taxi. The Sawng Taews, you might have to wait for one to turn up, and even when they turn up, the driver will wait for as many passengers as possible before he leaves. So they can take quite a long time. And there's a couple of Sawng Taews coming along here. Okay, so this blue one here, Konsong Sanam Bin. Okay, so Konsong is the bus station and Sanam Bin is the airport. So if you wanted to go to the airport, jump on this blue one. The red one behind goes from Hatyai to Ratapum, so you don't want this one. This is, and you see all the location, all the destinations on the side are all in Thai. So Hat Yai, Kuan Lang, Ban Glang, Pu Chalung, Klong To, Huai On, Nikom, Ratapum, Ta Sa Muang, Ta Cha Muang. So it's very easy to use if you can read some Thai. Quite difficult or almost impossible if you can't read Thai. I'm going to cross the road now and walk up to the clock tower, where we should see some Sawng Taews going in the opposite direction. And I'll just point one thing out as I'm walking. This money exchange place on the corner, Thai Rub, I've been told by several people that it's the best place to change money in Hat Yai. There's quite a few places where you can change money, but apparently you get the best exchange rates here. Thai Rub Money Exchange, very near Kim Yong Market and the Hat Yai clock tower just in front of Hat Yai Plaza. So let's take a look at this one. We've got Konsong, the bus station, Mo O, the university, Lotus, Ko Hong, Carfu, which is no longer called Carfu, it's now called Big C Extra. Na Ho, so that's in front of the clock tower, which is where we are now. Hat Yai Nai, Rong Phai. Rong Phai is the Provincial Electricity Authority. That's a building in Hat Yai Nai. And Sanam Bin, the airport. So this one goes all the way from the bus station to the airport and back again. This Sawng Taews has a dog as well. Three dogs. Sam Toa. Si Toa. Oh my god. Man Rai Makeup. My god. Never seen that before. Sawng Taews full of dogs. There are some more Sawng Taews waiting in front of the clock tower. This one, Hat Yai, Ban Prut. Ban Prut is on the sort of road out to Sadao on the Malaysian border. Tung Lung and Klong Ngat. And on this channel I've previously done a video about the market, the Saturday market in Klong Ngat. So if you don't have a car and you wanted to go to that market, you could get a Sawng Taews from here. This is one of the Sawng Taews. It goes from Hat Yai to Song Kla. Bit of a different design, and this one's got 3 rows of seats. It's quite a way, not a very comfortable journey in a Sawng Taews. I'd much rather go on a bus, although there's no buses any longer. I think the only option now is minivan, but even so, a minivan is more comfortable than a Sawng Taews. Now, years ago, there was a company called Potong that ran big green buses to Song Kla from Hat Yai. They were quite amusing actually, non-air conditioned, fully packed all the time, but quite good fun. But they stopped. Now the only option is minivans and Sawng Taews. I just asked the Sawng Taews driver how much. It's 28 baht. I'm not sure what the minibus fare is. I have to ask one of the drivers. Khô sốครับไปสงขลากี่บาทครับ
35 บาทครับ
35ขอบคุณครับ
ไปวันไหน
ยังไม่รู้ครับไม่แน่ใจ
ครับผม
ครับ So the minivan fare is 35 baht, and the minivan's got air conditioning. The drivers drive a bit crazy, but for an additional 7 baht, I'd much rather go in a minivan than a Sawng Taews. This was the Wichusin Centre. When I got to Hat Yai, and for many years afterwards, this was the go-to place for electronic goods. If you wanted to buy a computer or a TV or an electrical appliance, washing machine, fridge or something, this is where you came. Now, nothing. Deserted, shuttered up, finished. It just shows how quickly things change. While I'm in this area, this is the big roundabout on Pekasem Road, and looking over the roundabout is the President Hotel, and this is for Sean, who's been leaving me some long comments recently. He stayed in Hat Yai previously, and he stayed here and has many good memories of the town. The hotel looks quite run down now. The doors are open, but there's no one inside. It's closed for business. And I guess at some stage they'll probably renovate it, but there's no sign of anything being done at the moment. One of the roads leading off of the roundabout is Nipat Song Krop Nung, and if you follow that road you'll come to Big C. But as I said previously in the video, if you want to get a Sawng Taews to Big C, you actually have to go in the opposite direction, and it takes you on a very long route, a very sort of indirect route to get there. This Sawng Taews here is going to Suan Satarana, the municipal park. So you get one of those white Sawng Taews in front of the clock tower if you wanted to go to the park. Some Sawng Taews stop in front of the clock tower, others just go straight past unless you wave them down. So as they're approaching, you need to be able to read the destinations, and then if it's one you want, then wave it down, otherwise it will just go straight past. If you ask to go to Siam Nakarin now, they'll take you to a very ornate, very expensive building a bit further up Pekasem Road. But this building here is the original Siam Nakarin. It was a fascinating little place actually, just like an Aladdin's cave. They mainly sell stationery and office equipment, but they sell a lot of other stuff too. And I already used to enjoy going into the old building, but the new building isn't quite the same. This one goes to a few places I've never heard of. So Hat Yai, where we are now, Choti Wat and Kuan Mi. Those two places I don't know. Jana I do know. It's miles away. I've been there a few times to go to the Bottle Temple. There's a temple there which is completely covered in bottles and quite interesting. So bye bye. Bye bye to the people going to Jannat. A few more destinations on this one, and I think in previous videos I've mentioned that Thais use a lot of nicknames for places. There's a few examples here. So Gimyong Market, just up the road. Nahor, in front of the clock tower, which is where we are now. Just underneath that indicator light, it says Yorwar, and they never call the schools by their full names. They always abbreviate the names of the schools. So Yorwar is a big school on Peksen Road. Big C Extra is what the old Carrefour stores are now called. Koh Hong is the intersection, the three-way intersection. Mo'or is the university. Greenway is the night market, which is very good. And Bert Thai. Now, what's Bert Thai, you may ask? Well, Thai is the boot or the trunk of a car, and Bert is to open. So apparently when they had the Asian financial crisis in 1997, people were really short of money, so they were going to the market and selling stuff out their boots, a car boot sale basically. So some people will call the night market Bert Thai. And down here, Centran, Central Festival, Klong Wat, Ban Prut, Tung Lung, and Safe Skin. Safe Skin, this is an English word, two English words transliterated into Thai, is a big rubber glove factory. There's a lot of rubber plantations in this area, and especially in Sadao, and there are some factories to turn the rubber into goods, rubber gloves and things. This nickname business just adds another level of complication. Not only do you need to read Thai, but you've got to realise that Mo'or is the university and Bert Thai is the night market. Sawng Taews are cheap, but there are some disadvantages. So I'll just wrap up by telling you some of the negative points. And the first is that being a Sawng Taews driver isn't the same as being a bus driver with a salary, where it doesn't matter how many passengers you take. These guys are basically self-employed. They need to get a license from the local municipality, but they are self-employed. And their income depends on how many passengers they take. So if you've got a Sawng Taews and it's just you, the driver won't leave until there's enough passengers to make it worth his while. So there can be long waits. And you can probably tell that it's just started raining. And these things all open at the back. So in the wet season it can get quite wet. In the hot season it can get very hot. When it's raining, they sometimes roll down some plastic curtains at the side. And that makes the conditions inside even more hot and humid. So it can be quite uncomfortable. And when these guys get going, they don't hang around. If you get on an open stretch of road, it's like foot to the floor and they really fly. And it can be quite frightening. They've got a flimsy roof to keep the rain out, but that won't help you if one of these things turn over. So you can have long waits, it can be quite uncomfortable, and it can be quite scary. But at the same time, if you know how to use these things, they can save you quite a lot of money. Thanks for watching. With these videos, I always hope they'll be helpful, but with this one, I somehow doubt it. Anyway, more videos soon.